Hello, I'm in London for a few days, so come with me and let's see a few alternative things to see while you're in Britain's capital. Right, let's go. I'm here on Cock Lane. Now, that's not the tourist thing I've come to show you, but at the end of Cock Lane is a little statue and a sign, so let's show you what that says. There's the sign that says Cock Lane, and just above it here is a golden buoy of Pye Corner. This buoy is in memory put up for the late fire of London, occasioned by the sin of gluttony, 1666. That sounds an interesting story. Let's have a look and see what it says. Well, the story's written on the wall here. It says the golden buoy of Pye Corner. The buoy at Pye Corner was erected to commemorate the staying of the Great Fire, which, beginning at Pudding Lane, was ascribed to the sin of gluttony when not attributed to the Papists as on the monument, and the buoy was made prodigiously fat to enforce the moral. He was originally built into the front of a public house called the Fortune of War, which used to occupy this site and was pulled down in 1910. The Fortune of War was the chief house of call north of the river for resurrectionists in body snatching days, years... I can't read this. In body snatching days, years ago, the landlord used to show the room where on benches round the walls the bodies were placed, labelled with the snatchers' names, waiting till the surgeons at St Bartholomew's, across the road, could run around and appraise them. That was hard work reading that. But this is here, the golden buoy of Pye Corner. Behind me here is London's Central Criminal Court. This is Rich Lord reporting for Rich Lord Travels here in London. Right, let's go and see a bit more about this building. So we have here the Central Criminal Court. It's a very imposing building. There's the statue of the individuals above the doorway, covered up by netting to protect them from their age. Going further up, there's the columns, and look at that building there. Look at the artwork on that. But the writing above the columns says, "Defend the children of the poor and punish the wrongdoer." Quite right too. Let's go even further up. The statue of gold on the top with the sword and the scales. Let's try and get a better view of that. It's an impressive, amazing sight, this here. Let's go down to the more modern side over here, where they've got the barriers up against the entrance areas. So behind me is the new building with the barriers by the entrances where people come in and out here, making sure that all the bad people are locked up and all the good people are cleared and set free on their appeals from here. You can see the grandeur inside, the chandeliers inside the Central Criminal Court building here as part of the Corporation of London. I love London. You're only 100, 200 yards away from something new, something interesting to see. So whenever you come to London, there's just so much to pack in. That's why when I come to London, I like to find out the unusual things, the different things, something interesting. Right, where's next? So you only get to the end of that road by the Old Bailey, and round there is St Paul's. Let's go and find that. Behind that big tree is St Paul's, but before we get there, there's something else I want to show you. Don't worry, I'm not going to start singing, but this is Ave Maria Lane, which is a beautiful name. Don't worry, I'm not going to start up singing. No, no, no. Unless you really want me to? Is that a possibility? No, no, no. Let's go and find St Paul's then. So here behind me is St Paul's Cathedral, but before we get there, let's have a look at this statue outside the church. So this statue here is of Queen Anne, and it was presented in the year 1886 at the expense of the Corporation of London. Here is Queen Anne, surrounded by some people round outside. Oh, I hear the bells are ringing. Just twice. It's really big, isn't it? How long must it have taken to build something like this? Let's go and get the view from the other side. So here's another entrance to St Paul's, but behind me is a statue. The statue here of John Wesley, who founded the Methodist Church movement, the father of Methodism. Priest, poet, teacher of the faith, 1703 to 1791. It looks like he could have been a cricket umpire. He's just rolling someone's out there as well. A nice little garden area here in St Paul's churchyard. And it's not just your regular statues and memorials you find here in St Paul's churchyard. Have a look at this one. This here is Becket by Bainbridge Copnall, acquired by the Corporation of London in 1973. And it's this character Becket on the floor here, lying down, looking up to the skies like this. This is Becket. And here's the magnificence of St Paul's Cathedral from the other angle here. I think every church looks great in sunshine with blue skies, but this one looks particularly stylish. Right, let's go and find somewhere else to see. Across the road from St Paul's, here on the corner of Sermon Lane, is the National Firefighters Memorial. And you've got these people here from the Blitz, the war days, putting out the fires and helping people. A lot of people lost their lives during these times, and this memorial is to celebrate the firefighters. I do love the road names round here. Here you've got Sermon Lane, but behind me is one of the most amazing names ever, Knight Rider Court. Wow, let's have a look at that. Here we have Knight Rider Court. Now if you're thinking this big sleek black American car from the 80s is here, times are hard around here. This here is Johnson's Court. No, not Boris. From 1748 to 1759, Dr. Johnson lived and worked in these courts, where he compiled his famous A Dictionary of the English Language. Let's have a look. And here it is. This is Dr. Johnson's old house. It's closed because he doesn't live there anymore. And there's a sign saying they're closed. You can tour around here if you're here between Tuesday and Saturday, 11 and 5. £10. More information, drjohnsonshouse.org. There you go. This is a nice peaceful area. Got those old wooden chairs here in this little courtyard here, and the nice bubbling water feature in the square. Nice. Earlier on this video I showed you the Old Bailey. Now let's go a different level, and here are the Royal Courts of Justice. This here This magnificent building is the Royal Courts of Justice on the Strand in London. Look how amazing this building is. You've got the royal crests there of the courts. You've got the amazing tower at the top and the round window. But look further down, all this down here, that amazing clock up there. It's a fantastic building. Here, the Royal Courts of Justice. In front of me is a statue of Samuel Johnson, a critic, an essayist, a philosophist, biographer, wit, poet, moralist, dramatist, politician, writer and talker. And he probably did a few other things as well. But that there is Samuel Johnson. But next to that is another memorial thing. It says here, there's a noisy lorry behind. It says the well underneath, 191 feet deep, containing 1,500. What? No. The well underneath, 191 feet deep and containing something of water, 150 of water, was sunk, and this pump erected at the expense of the parish of St Clement Danes. Wow, lots of water in a well 191 feet deep here next to old Sammy J. And behind me now is one of my true highlights of visiting London. Let's flip the camera around and find out more about this building behind me. This here is the Freemasons Hall. It was created in 1717, but I'm not so interested in that bit. I'm more interested in the fact that this was the frontage for Thames House, home of MI5 in the TV show Spooks on the BBC. Do you remember that? Harry and all the other spies there. This was the entrance to Thames House here, as part of the credits, part of the show Spooks, MI5, not 9 to 5. It was a great series. Everyone kept getting killed, but it was good. It was a good film, good series, and there was also a film which was alright as well. But yeah, Freemasons House, London, not Thames House, not home of MI5, but it is a fantastic building. I'm really chuffed to see this building. It's a fantastic, fantastic building. Iconic, if you like. Not one of your normal touristy places, but that's not what we do on this channel. We find the interesting places, not the regular. I particularly like these lights on the front of the building. They're pretty stylish, aren't they? There we are. And that's the scene. You've got Wild Street. And the bars and restaurants all around here. I'm here at Holborn, and there's a statue of Albert, Prince Consort. Now, every statue I think I've seen of Prince Albert is on a horse. Have you ever seen a statue of Prince Albert where it's not on a horse? Well, this one here, it sure is. Right, I'm gonna head down that way and find something else interesting to look at. I'm here at Hatton Gardens, one of the locations with lots and lots of jewellery and gold and things like that down this street here. Just looking along the road here, there's jewellers, diamonds, jewellers, watches, diamonds, everything, and me with no money. Right, let's go and find somewhere a bit cheaper that I can afford. This opposite is Smithfields Market, and that explains why this road opposite is called East Poultry Avenue. Yeah, that's where you get your meat from round here. So let's head round here. They've got some pretty swanky gates here, haven't they? here at Market. Obviously it's evening time, so they're closed, but you can see a little bit inside there. All the stalls open tomorrow morning. So London isn't just the capital of England and the capital of Great Britain, it's the capital of Little Britain too. I want that one. City of London in Little Britain. And here it is, Little Britain. I want that one. Hey, look at this. This is a police public call post. It says on it here, an original police telephone, free for use of public. The telephone is no longer operational. Please use a nearby payphone. But it looks alright. But you gotta use your mobile or a call box. This here is one of the entrances to St Bartholomew's Hospital, St Bart's. There's that Henry VIII there, the statue up there. Right, let's see where else to go. London isn't just busy buildings, so there's lots of green areas dotted around everywhere. Let's show you some of these now. So behind me here is the Smithfield Rotunda Gardens, a circular park in the middle of this busy part of town. And as you walk in here, it's a very nice little seated area for people to get away from the hustle and bustle. And there's this statue here. Let's have a look at this statue in the middle of the park here. Pretty stylish, isn't it? I think it used to be a water fountain in the past. This lady sticking her hand in the air like that. Very good. This sign says this open space occupies part of the original Smithfield or Smoothfield, which from ancient times was used for jousts, tournaments and executions, as well as a market. The corporation opened a new garden here for the public in 1872. But there's no executions here anymore. Now it's not just park areas and little garden areas that are popular here in London. Flip the camera around and let's see what everyone else is up to in London. You've got all these people come out for a drink after work. It's a very busy area. The pubs are so busy that they're spilled out onto the streets. There's a lot of people who are just brought their own drinks and drinking cans off the street, and why not? Here we got the Balfour, then the Butcher's Hook and Cleaver, Fuller Smith and Turner, and then Le Bar Club Gascon. Here, right, I'm getting thirsty myself now. And opposite those bars is this memorial here for William Wallace. Let's read what the sign says. The sign is in the immortal memory of Sir William Wallace, Scottish patriot born at Elderslie, Renfrewshire, 1270 AD, who from 1296 fought dauntlessly in defence of his country's liberty and independence in the face of fearful odds and great hardship, being eventually betrayed and captured, brought to London and put to death near this spot on the 23rd of August 1305. His example, heroism and devotion inspired those who came after him to win victory from defeat, and his memory remains for all time a source of pride, honour and inspiration to his countrymen and Mel Gibson. I'm here in Postman's Park in London. It's a nice little green area broken off from the rest of the town, but I want to draw your attention to this. Just jump over the barrier. It's the memorial to heroic self-sacrifice. Unveiled in 1900, the memorial to heroic self-sacrifice was conceived and undertaken by an artist at the time, George Frederick Watts. It contains plaques to those who who have heroically lost their lives trying to save someone else. Watts believed that these everyday heroes provided models of exemplary behaviour and character. Let's have a look. It's nice that throughout how busy London is, you've got these green areas and you've got memorials and remembrance areas for people who've lost their lives. I'm here in Hoxton Street in London, and it's this street here where Richard Ashcroft in The Verve, in their hit single Bittersweet Symphony, was seen crashing into people, barging through them as he's trying to walk down the road. This here, Hoxton Street, is from that song. I'm pretty chuffed to have been able to get down here. That's I won't try bashing into people though. No, that's not recommended. No. It's time for a beer. And here just sounds right up my street. Come on, let's go. Time for a drink. I'm liking this. It's good. And that brings me back to the start of our adventures. Thank you for watching my little mini alternative tour of London. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe, click like. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.